Welcome to Team Tiggio Court TV, where we upload videos every single day. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share our videos.
We're back on the record, and we have next a probation violation sentencing in People v. Felicia Carney, file 25-6977FH. Counsel, you want to state your appearances, please, beginning with People.
Melissa Goodrich, Wayne County Prosecutor.
Bill Nigel here for Ms. Carney, who appears in person in custody to my right.
Okay, good morning. And Mr. Nightingale, have you had a chance to review the probation violation recommendation report with your client?
Have, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions or corrections or modifications to request?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Goodrich, to the People.
No, Your Honor.
The advisory guidelines of the sentencing had been scored at 10 to 23 months. Any reason to revisit that scoring, Mr. Nightingale?
Not that I'm aware of.
Ms. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nightingale, any allocution you wish to make?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. So on behalf of Ms. Carney here, she did plead guilty and was sentenced out of district court for this underlying case that led to this probation violation being filed. I think the court should be aware that, at least it's my understanding, that the amount of that MDOP was about $7. It could have even been less than that. I think maybe $6.97. It was about some solar lights that Ms. Carney ripped out of a gentleman's front yard. The lights weren't destroyed, they were just sort of ripped out. That obviously causes damage, but I guess minimal damage is, I guess, what I would say as it relates to that offense to which she was convicted of and sentenced to. Judge, she does have 211 days of credit as to this case. Her guidelines, as the court's already stated, between 10 and 23 months. The probation recommendation is to do a year of jail with credit for 211 days served. Ms. Carney does want the court to be aware that she is employed right now in hopes that she can get back to that employment if the court would decide to keep her on probation. That's going to be her request at this point, is to allow her to continue probation. I don't believe that the court has to revoke this probation based on a misdemeanor conviction, but I know generally what the court's stance is on this. She is able to hopefully to go back to that employment. She does have a place to live that's in the community. She did advise at our last jail visit when we talked about this pre-sentence investigation report, this updated report, that she wasn't aware that she needed to get a substance abuse assessment, but is more than willing to do that and to set that up and go do that treatment as ordered or recommended in that assessment. It sounds like she had basically just started her probation sentence. And so she really wants to continue this and to show the court that she is able to complete it. She did have no prior violations at the time that this was filed. And so I don't think this is an unreasonable request to let her continue under the circumstances. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nightingale. Ms. Carney, you don't have to make a statement today, but you're allowed to. Is there anything you want to tell me? Or no? Thank you. Ms. Goodrich, any recommendations from the people?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a case that she was on probation for, involving a large amount of methamphetamine being brought into our community. She was not the leader in that situation, so she was given a second chance by being put on probation. It was a guideline straddle cell of 10 to 23 months. She basically, in reviewing this report, has not complied with probation. In addition to her non-compliance, she also was engaged in a retaliatory malicious destruction of property, which she pled guilty to. She seems to have not taken probation seriously. I think on the violation or arraignment on that MDOP case, she was observed to be dancing in her jail cell on the Zoom call. I believe that she has a high likelihood to reoffend given her lack of seriousness in engaging in services and taking the second chance. And I would ask for incarceration on the high end of the guidelines for those reasons. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carney. If you please stand for the court sentence. This case is a possession of methamphetamine, which carries a 10-year maximum penalty. The advisory guidelines are 10 to 23 months. It was pled down from a possession with intent to deliver. A defendant with her co-defendant husband was on a drug rundown state, brought back over 70 grams of meth into the community. The original plea had a county cap. At the sentencing, I imposed 2 years probation with 6 months jail, credit for 89 days served. Her progress in probation, she was released from jail on June 21st. Has housing instability and lack of employment. Maybe she's got something lined up now. She did have a negative drug test on July 17th, but had not yet engaged in substance abuse assessment or treatment. And had, I think because of the lack of housing and employment, had not yet made any payments on her fines and costs. And then she was arrested on August 11th for a misdemeanor malicious destruction of property, damaging some solar lights at minimal cost. It seems from the reports that the victim in that matter believes that he was targeted as retaliation for at least a perception that he was an informant on a drug case. I think that is perhaps driving the prosecutor's recommendations here. The Department of Corrections is also recommending that we revoke probation and impose 12 months jail with credit for overall time served. Oh no, I didn't give her 6 months original. I gave her 10 months. That's right, 10 months in front at the low end of those guidelines. But here, I mean, Mr. Nightingale is correct that, I mean, when people commit, Ms. Carney, when people commit crimes while they're on felony probation for me, I typically revoke their probation. And your case was kind of on the bubble with whether it should be a prison case or not. I didn't want to send you to prison because you got no prior felonies. But the activity you were involved in, that's a possibility. And then also when I looked at the pre-sentence report, Ms. Carney has a lot of, I guess we call them these days, criminogenic risks and needs. And Ms. Carney, what that means is there's a lot of stuff that you got to work on for you to stay out of the justice system. You made it to 41 years of age without really getting a felony, but now you got a felony, and some of the things that have happened in your life to you and some of the things that you have done to others has caused problems for you. There's some mental health struggles, there's housing issues, there's employment issues, there's substance abuse issues. We didn't really have her on probation for long, and this is a misdemeanor. I guess I would prefer to keep Ms. Carney on probation and see if we can make some progress. But what you need to understand is that if you just do what you want on probation and don't cooperate, your agent is going to help try to connect you to services that can get you on a better track. If you just decide you don't want to do that, you come back in front of me committing more crimes, you're going to end up going to prison. And I don't want that to happen. That's going to be up to you. So I think taking all the facts into consideration, I'm going to continue Ms. Carney on probation. She hasn't had enough of a chance to demonstrate progress. So I'd like to give her that opportunity. So I'm not going to enter any new judgment of sentence. I'm just going to continue her on probation with credit for time served. So what I'll need is an amended order of probation, requiring her to serve 54 days jail with credit for 54 days served. So you'll get out of jail, and then you have to immediately contact your supervising agent.
I will.
And get on track with the substance abuse assessment and treatment. And
I will, as soon as I get out, I'll cash my check and go get that taken care of.
okay, well, as soon as you get out, you go see Agent Martin. So what you're going to do first. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Judge Gauthier.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.